Welcome back to Create a Magical Day. I'm your host, Joyful Jania, and today we are diving into a topic that affects so many of us: how to add more joy to our work environments. Okay. Whether you're working from home, in an office, or on the go, we all encounter challenges that can drain our energy and enthusiasm. But fear not, because today I'll share some practical solutions to help you cultivate joy at work, turning those everyday struggles into opportunities for positivity and connection. Let's explore three major areas where we can infuse joy at work: connection with colleagues, mindful breaks and activities, and creating a joyful workspace. Today, we are sprinkling joy into your day. Welcome to the Create a Magical Day podcast. Hey, hey, it's another great day here at Create a Magical Day. Hey, y'all, welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about today. So, I like to start off with something that's bringing me joy. So, let me tell you, I bought a window. I know you're like, what? So I am getting a new window for my room, and I'm so excited because it will remove the bar that goes across, like the horizontal bar, and I'll be able to see more out my window. And if you follow me on social media, you know that my backyard is gorgeous. And so I'll be able to see more of that. So I'm so excited. Okay, so let's get into these three major areas where we can infuse joy in our work lives. Remember what they are? So we have connection with colleagues, mindful breaks and activities, and creating a joyful workspace. Let's see. I talk a lot about activities and workspace. Like, which one is my favorite? All right, so let's talk a little bit about connecting with our colleagues. So many people can feel isolated at work, right? Especially in remote settings. And that can lead to decreased morale and productivity because it's like that feeling of isolation and like that can prevent you from being focused and creative. Studies show that a lack of social connection can lead to increased stress and job dissatisfaction because we are made for a connection. You know, so I will tell you personally, I work remote and I love it. I love it because I can control the temperature. I don't have people who are coming in and bothering me like, oh, can I just ask you something really quick? I love the aesthetics of my office. So, yes, I love working remote. Some challenges that I have is I can't just pop in on someone if I do have a quick question. I could send a ping, so it's not that big of a deal. But also, I am isolated, so I have to make sure that I create those intentional connections. So, a colleague of mine and I decided that once a month on a Friday, we're going to decide on a joint project that we're doing together, and then we'll be able to go in the office and work together. So then we'll have that collaboration. But I want to share with you some simple solutions, right? Schedule regular check ins. I encourage you to do an informal chat session, maybe regular like coffee chats that you can put on the calendar for colleagues that you can connect with, maybe learn something from, or just have a little chat. You can do a creative lunch and learn. That can be fun where you or someone else can host a topic to discuss that's pertinent to your job. And y'all are having lunch. So you're getting a little bit of that social time. It could be fun too is a cooking demonstration, or even a craft tutorial. You could do something that's bonding even outside of work. Another thing that could be cool is creating a shared playlist because who doesn't listen to music at work? I mean, some people don't, but maybe even in between breaks, that's something that people can listen to. And that could just really foster a sense of community through that shared taste, even if there's music that maybe you typically don't listen to. One of the things that we do at the beginning of one of our larger meetings is we play music. So everyone gets to contribute to it. And then during those meetings, that song will play. So we're just kind of bobbing our head a little bit before the meeting starts. And really, I don't know, it's just a way to kind of bring us together. And it's kind of fun looking on video and seeing everyone dance around a little bit. So, during a meeting, I think it's also good where you can share little personal anecdotes, and that can foster that culture of openness and connection where you get to know your colleagues just a little bit more. You know that I'm really into gratitude. So incorporating gratitude practices, that can be great too, where you are having the team express gratitude for one another. I've done that before in my team meetings, and it's real cool when I hear how much they appreciate each other, and then also seeing the smile on the person's face who's receiving that gratitude, and it can really boost the morale. And I've also seen my team come together more because of that open expression of gratitude. It's like when you know someone is grateful for you, a lot of times you want to do more of whatever that is to express that gratitude. I love to share some research that also backs up some of the tips that I share. So, there's a research from Gallup, and it indicates that employees who have close friends at work are 7 times more likely to be engaged in their jobs. So, I could attest that I've made some really great friends at work. I have one, oh my gosh, we've known each other for over 20 years and we call each other hermanas. We work together. I loved going to work and seeing her beautiful face, and just we connected so well. And then now, the person I told you that we're going to connect like once a month on a Friday, we've developed such an amazing friendship that we hang out outside of work too. And I just find that like when I am at work and I have meetings, I really look forward to seeing her, even if it's just about work. So, those are just a few tips for creating that connection with your colleagues. So, now let's move on to one of my personal favorites, and that is mindful breaks and activities. You know, I am always talking about us taking these little breaks. Why? Why are we skipping? There are so many people who skip breaks, who skip lunch, and that, my friend, it can lead to burnout for some people and decrease productivity because you're drained. Think about when you've been going all day long and you haven't stopped to eat or drink water, and you're feeling so drained. You're feeling like I cannot move another inch. If you had a long list of things to do, you are not feeling productive, and this can even be personal, right? Why? Because you're not stopping to fill your cup a little bit. The hustle, hustle, hustle. I know the culture that we are in, it does glorify nonstop work. I will tell you that it can actually detract from effectiveness and our joy because we're just like, we're tapped out. So I'll tell you, I am a recovering workaholic. I laugh, but I'm so serious. I used to work all the time and I loved what I was doing. Absolutely. But I also found that there was just one day I woke up and I was like, I don't even want to do this field anymore. And I've been doing it for so long. And it was just because I had some burnout. I was not taking any breaks. I was hardly taking any lunch breaks. I'm working on weekends. I know that is excessive, right? But I want to share something with you that my daughter and I did that was so helpful, that is to help me stay on top of my breaks. So we did a little cute mother daughter self care weekend. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. And my biggest takeaway was taking a lunch break. So afterwards, she would send me a text and she'd say, Mom, are you taking your lunch break today? And I'm like, whoop, good reminder. So having that accountability partner in her was really great too. But I will tell you, like, just that's my personal story. And I know that there are others too who it's like, oh, one more thing on the list, one more thing, one more thing. Well, you know what? That one more thing is going to be there. So just take that small break, refuel yourself. I share a lot, of implementing mindful breaks. Those short, we did a breathing one before. You know what? Let's stop and do one right now. I'm going to take you through box breathing. All right. So we're going to inhale for 4. Ready? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just did a little mindful break. It could be that simple. You could take, a 5-minute stretch. Yes. Ooh, baby, this stretch feels amazing. You could take a little walk, and it does not have to be like where you're walking outside. If you're in a building, you can walk from one side to the next and just be very mindful while you're walking. My friend, do not get on your phone. Just be present. Just give your brain a break. Take a moment just for yourself. Mindfulness has shown to reduce stress and improve your focus because you're giving your brain that little rest so you're not like overtaxing it. Something else that could be cool is like hosting joyful activities. So you can do them for your colleagues or you can just do them for yourself. But if you're doing something for your colleagues, it can be like a little monthly event. If you're in person, maybe a yoga session. You can bring someone in if you're not a yogi yourself. Maybe something that's craft related. I love a good craft. I love a good bubble blowing session. Dance breaks, I've done those with some colleagues, and it's pretty fun. We'll just play a song, we're over a video, and we're just dancing. Even when I was in the office before, I did that, and it was so much fun. I had an office, and so some people would, like, knock on the door, and they come in, and I'm like, "You ready to dance?" And we put some music on, and we just be vibing, and it was just really fun to get that energy going, and I will also tell you, I've done a lot of solo dance parties, and it's just so refreshing and energizing. Oh my gosh, and then it's like, because I've gotten the wiggles out of my body, because I gave myself that time for a break, then I could come back and I could be more focused. There are a lot of podcast episodes that are on just taking little breaks. So I encourage you to listen because there will be some more in there. Another thing that you could implement are joyful rituals. So, like starting your meeting with a short mindfulness exercise where you could say, like, you know what? Everyone take a deep breath in and let's just settle ourselves for a minute. Maybe like silence your phones, silence your pings that are coming in, and just be present. Boom. That's simple, right? Or you could start with something funny, a fun fact or a joke. I know for every meeting that I host outside of some music on one of the meetings, that I also do some type of fun icebreaker. Oh, I'll tell you the last cool question I asked was, if you could have any talent or skill overnight, what would it be and how would you demonstrate it? So I'll tell you mine real quick. So I said if I could have a talent overnight, it would be to speak four languages. So I said one would be Chichewa because that's my daughter's native language. And I would love to do like a FaceTime with her and her family. And that's all that I'm speaking because I know zero words and they've tried to teach me. The other one would be French because my god kiddos, I mean, they speak English too, but I think that would be really cool to FaceTime them. And I'm only speaking French because they know when they speak to me to speak English. So I do that. I'd like to know Italian just because I think it's beautiful and I like going over to Italy, even though I haven't been in a little while. And the last is Spanish. I live in Texas. So I think it's great to have. Plus, I go to a lot of Spanish speaking countries. So I think that would be really cool. So that could be a question that you could throw out. It's super fun just to hear how people react to it. I've even done that with my family. And it could just really help with transitioning from like work, getting everybody present to going into your meeting. And it can create like a positive and productive mindset. Some other things that I've used that are really helpful for the breaks and activities is Headspace. I love Headspace. Not all companies pay for it, but I would check to see if it's part of your benefits. I know the company I work for, they do, and it is wonderful, and I use it. I use it for their meditations, like their guided meditations, and they have dope sessions where people are hosting them and they're taking you through an activity. They're walking you through just like centering yourself. So good. Calm is another good one for guided meditations. I'll tell you two more I like. One is called Superhuman. There you go. It's called Superhuman. And oh my gosh, that one is probably one of my favorites because she's always talking about your future self. And I love it because it's not a place of just to get to, but when you feel that in your body, it brings you so present to who and where you are. It's like giving gratitude before it's even happened. So that's when she has some really great, she calls them not affirmations, but activators, because it's like it's activating you. The other one I really like is the Channy app because I love astrology. And so it's really fun because she has a little podcast in there and she'll give you journal prompts and affirmations and whatnot. So that's a really good one. And I also encourage you to think about where your joy meter is. I talk a lot about your joy meter. If you're part of my Facebook community, then you'll see that in there, the Joy Creators, where once a week I talk about where's your joy meter. You could even ask your team, ask yourself that on a scale of 0, where you are like, oh, depleted, to 10, where is your joy? And it can help you to understand where you are and then where the people who you're working with are, and then asking, what's one thing you could do, right, to get you 1 point higher? Hmm. So, um, so according to the American Psychological Association, did you know that regular breaks can increase productivity by up to, drum roll, 25%? I'll tell you what, when I take little breaks, I don't mean a whole bunch of long breaks, right? When I take short little breaks, my productivity is like skyrocketed. It's like it helps me to refocus, especially if you're always switching around. So, some of my favorite breaks, tea sipping. Look, I got my tea. You're on video with me right now. Bubble blowing. I promise I did not set this up, but I have these bubbles in front of me. And coloring. And I colored earlier this morning. So, those are some of my favorite ones. So, I encourage you to find some things for yourself. So, I wanted to tell you something cool that I know you already know about, but I want to remind you, and that is in your iPhone feature. Okay. I got my iPhone. I want you to, next time you are taking a little break, and it could be for 5 minutes, right? First of all, I encourage you to use your calendar and put it in there. But I want you to go into um, where your notifications are, and you see, I want you to put it on do not disturb. So during your break, during your centering time, there are no notifications that are disturbing you. Totally detach. All right. So that's your iPhone focus feature that I want you to try. All right. Last one, creating a joyful workspace. Oh my gosh, this one is really exciting for me too, because again, if you follow me on social media, you've seen my office. I probably need to post a few more pictures and videos. I love my office, and I know that everyone doesn't have space, maybe in your home or even at work, to create like a grand, beautiful space. But I want you to think, what are some little things that you can add that makes you smile or even makes you feel more productive? Now, a cluttered, uninspiring workspace can zap your creativity and enthusiasm. You walk to your desk and you're like, oh gosh, here I go. Even people who are may not that emotionally connected to like beautiful things. Like I have beautiful things in my desk. Look, I have this choose happy. I have fun sticky notes. I got this. I have my lotion. Oh, look at this. I have my Frida that my son got me. So I have inspiring things. Everyone may not need that, but if you're the type of person that like even needs a little organization, you might have things in neat places. Okay. Many people like spend most of their day in environments that don't foster the positivity and creativity. And I mean, to be honest, friends, we spend a lot of time at work, right? So why not create an environment that makes you want to be there? Again, if you don't have a large space, it is okay. Do something small. So personalize your space. You can bring in items that inspire you, like photos, maybe plants, colorful stationery. If you need ideas for colorful stationery, if you go to Create a Magical Days, I have a lot on there. You go to the website, you can access it, social media, but there are a lot of really cool and fun, colorful stationery. You can add just something and some colorful pens, anything that's personal for you or that feels good, where you're like, you know what, a little home away from home. I'll tell you something I love too is my happy light. And I use my happy light even when there's sun outside. It just adds a little more brightness and life. There we go. It adds a little bit more life to my space. That is also in the Amazon store. Super cool. A colleague told me about it who lives in Seattle. And you know that they really battle with like not having a lot of sun and seasonal depression, etc. And she said that it works. I was like, even though I am in sunny, hot Texas, I'm gonna try it and I love it. Um, Something else is utilizing color psychology. So I'm not gonna go into depth about that. Well, because that'd be a super long podcast. Um, But you can Google it, okay? But I will tell you, think about colors and how they make you feel. An example is like yellow is often associated with happiness. So in my office, I have little yellow I have little yellow flowers and just randomly throughout. Now the whole room is not yellow because I think I'd probably walk in and be like, "Ah," like stunned. So think about like, just a little bit of that. Pink is super cute. Pink, to me, pink is like whimsical, so it keeps me like in like a flowy kind of mindset. Blue can foster calmness. So I want you to pull out some colors, and as you look at it, think, how does this make me feel? How does this make me feel? And then maybe add a little bit of that to your space. And of course, your clothes too. The other thing that I love is implementing flexible workspaces. Even if you are in an office, is there another desk you can go to? Is there a table you can go to? Is there a little outside area? Look to see if there is an area where you can just break it up a little bit. That might be kind of fun. So, with me being at home, I have, of course, my office. I have my loft that's open. My cute little teepee is there. I can check emails in there. I probably wouldn't design like an entire presentation there. I can work downstairs at my kitchen table. I can work in the island. I can also work outside. Again, my space is so beautiful. So I want you to see like where around, whether it's in your home or whether it's at work, can you create these little spaces just to break it up? Something that could be really cool at work, and this can be cool at home too, is like a joy wall where people can add quotes, achievements, affirmations. Oh my gosh, there is one at my job. And whenever I go, it's not very often, but when I go, I always go to this bathroom. So it is an entire mirror, and someone, whoever this person is, kiss your brain. It brings so much joy. When you walk in, the wall is covered with affirmations and quotes. It is so dope. It is so inspiring. So think you could even do something like that at home. Like I have affirmations and quotes up. So you could do that for yourself. You could also organize a quarterly decluttering day. So if you're in your office, you could do that. Or if you're at home, like every now and then, my office needs a little touch up. Could yours use a little touch up? Just so you are creating a space that feels good, that's inspiring. Okay. So there was a study that I was reading about that found employees in personalized workspaces are 32% more productive and they report higher job satisfaction. When I was talking about earlier how I really love working from home, I said, because I can control the temperature. Also, I love the way my office looks. Ooh, also, I can go get my favorite tea whenever I want. Also, I have my bubbles. I mean, I can take bubbles to work too. I will. But I love because of my personalized workspace. Again, I want you to think, even if you are in a shared space, what are some things that you can bring in that are like, you know what, this makes me feel good? And if you want some affirmation cards just to get your day going, you can put in your space. You can get those in the Amazon store as well. I have so many of them. So there we have it. Three actionable ways to sprinkle more joy into your work life. Remember, building connection, taking your mindful breaks, and creating an inspiring workspace. Remember, joy is contagious for other people around you and for yourself. By implementing these strategies, not only will you enhance your own work experience, but you'll uplift those around you. And if you don't care about those around you, it's okay. Then just worry about yourself. Although sharing is caring. I encourage you to pick up one or two of these suggestions, and I want you to try it this week and see how it transforms just your workday. I am so glad that you tuned in today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a colleague or a friend who might benefit from a little more joy at work. Now, before we go, I'm going to read you a card. We are going to read from The Universe Has Your Back. Are you down? Are you down for ending like that? I'm gonna shuffle. Oop. Oh, you know what? This one flew out. Mm. So this one says, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. I'm going to read it one more time. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So I want you to think internally, how you feeling? What you thinking about? We just talked about some things that are going on at work, some things that you could do to make it a little bit more joyful. I want you to think about, how do you feel about your workspace? And if there are some things that you could do to make your workspace a little bit better for you, it starts inside, right? So even though I shared external things for you to do, I want you to tap into how they make you feel. You know, joy is a feeling of happiness and pleasure. So I want you to reflect what's going on internally and how is that impacting you externally. Now, I know I was just talking about specifically for work because this is about unlocking joy at work. And you can also, of course, think about this as it relates to your personal life as well. So take that with you. I am so thankful for you. So, so, so thankful. I look forward to connecting with you. You can catch me on the gram under Joyful Jania or Create a Magical Day. I am on TikTok under Joyful Jania. I am on YouTube. Yes, we are on YouTube under Create a Magical Day. All the things. I also have a newsletter. If you go to the website, that's one of my favorite things. I love writing these newsletters, and they're just like little bits of inspiration. And of course, I'm going to put a challenge in there for you. So I hope that this was helpful for you. And throughout the week, I'll also share some other little tips that you can try. And just remember that every day may not be filled with joy, but you can create joyful moments every day because joy is your birthright. Until next time, I appreciate you so much. If you are on YouTube, oh my gosh, I so appreciate if you subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. Also, please share it with someone. Let's keep this joy going. All right. And then if you liked it, give me a like. And hey, share in a comment. What is one thing that you're going to do this week to unlock joy at work? All right. Joyful Jania signing out. Peace. I'm over here doing a virtual dance because you just finished another episode of the Create a Magical Day podcast. Hit subscribe so you never miss a show and share with a friend who could use a boost of joy. Visit createamagicalday.com for show notes, joy resources, and to join our email list for extra inspiration. If you're looking to connect with more joy creators like you, join my exclusive Joy Creators Facebook group. See you next week. Remember, every day may not be filled with joy, but you can create joyful moments every day. Go out there and make it a magical one.